Mr. Gradley, we've heard that teenage years are uncertain. So are adult years, aren't they? But from a different perspective. Who here remembers the global financial crisis of 2008? A number of us were impacted financially, job-wise, emotionally, psychologically. Gary had a gut full of all of them as a result of this. And he's used it as his stepping stone to create his leadership program. Gary, can you tell us more about creating more clarity and certainty in an uncertain world? Over to you, sir.
Greetings, everyone. Great to see you. And I'm excited. I'm excited about sharing this important topic about creating more clarity and certainty in an uncertain world. I think we can all agree that the world is in chaos. You know, probably the most uncertain in our entire lifetime, you know, with the war and global power struggles and, you know, and the finances and the recession talk and, global warming, et cetera, right? The list goes on. And so show of hands here, who has some of these issues on either your mind or someone you know is on their mind a lot, thinking about these issues and maybe concerned about how it's going to affect your future or the world's future in 2023. Yeah, absolutely. And when we feel uncertain, it's often, you know, these emotions, right? A variety of emotions, maybe, you know, maybe it's anxiety or worry or doubt or feeling stuck or fear, you know, or hopelessness, you know. And I've been at hopelessness. I don't recommend it at all. It's not a good place to be. So actually, if you would, please put in chat, what is your current level of uncertainty for 2023 on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 is low and 10 is high. So for you, please put in chat. I'll take a look at it later. For 2023, your level of uncertainty, 1 to 10. 10 is high, please. Thank you. And also, so show of hands here. Who would like to have more and feel more certainty going forward? Yeah, I know, absolutely. That's human nature. We want that. We want more clarity and certainty and hope and fulfillment, right? And fulfilling of our purpose and our more successful business and positive impact on others. So let's talk. Let's talk about creating more clarity and certainty and success for you in 2023. And so for me, the foundation principle really is it's the power of choice, the power of your choice, right? Every moment, I believe that we're choosing our thoughts and our emotions, and it's either basically a choice of faith or it's a choice of fear. You know, it's our ability to choose our thoughts, our emotions, and our emotional focus. So we can all relate to that, right? You know, it really comes down to that. And it's really about where we place our attention. And it really struck me just recently that, you know, our attention is like, you know, where we focus, it's like a commodity or a currency, you know, just like time is. You know, it's a valuable, and that's something that we want to cherish and be able to manage well, because we know what we focus on expands, right? We focus on the positive, we know it expands. We focus on the negative, we know it expands. And that's what happened to me in 2008, 2009. As I just share my story here briefly, you know, I've had my own corporate training business for that, like for then it was 22 years, worked with 22,000 employees and leaders throughout Canada, the Caribbean, and Australia. Loved Australia when I was there. And, you know, making a good 6-figure income until the 2008, 2009 Great Recession, global financial crisis, when corporations, which was my client base, typically spend $0 on speakers and trainers. And so I'm working the hardest I've ever worked for an entire year, and I have zero income. I rack up $50,000 in credit card debt. I'm living off my credit card as a single income family earner. And I actually I become cynical and I become hopeless. It's the worst experience of my entire life. I would not wish hopelessness on anyone. It was horrible. And I'm doing this for several months, so focusing on all the lack and so on. And then finally, finally, one morning, I remember it clearly, it was a February 2009 bleak winter morning. I'm in my side office over here, and I wake up and I just decide I'm sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, and I'm never going to choose to feel hopeless ever again. And so the light bulb went off. I had an epiphany. Well, Gary, it's just a choice, right? You can choose hopelessness or you can choose hope. So I decided that moment forward, I would never choose hopelessness ever again. And so that was a major, like, life-changing decision for me, a critical transition point. And then I felt led to actually talk to a number of successful people, business leaders, church leaders, community leaders. And what I saw when I talked to them, I saw how, they overcame their major life crises of, losing a loved one or divorce or serious critical illness or bankruptcy. They overcame it through as people of faith, through God's faithfulness in their life, that God provided for them and got them through these major life challenges. And so as I'm receiving this, I'm collecting this now, which I see as positive evidence. And it literally raises my faith from 2 out of 10 to like an 8 out of 10, right? Here I am in $50,000 in credit card debt and 0 income. So this evidence, positive evidence I see, raised my faith that much. And it was that faith, believing that God would have my back as well as it did all of them, that literally enabled me to pay off the $50,000 in credit card debt in 2 years. It was because of the faith, right? The faith in that. And then I felt called to pull this together, these stories together in a book, and publish a book called The Kingdom Promise: How Leading Canadians Choose Faith to Conquer the Storms of Life. And so as I followed my heart and as I shifted my focus from negative to positive, I survived and I thrived, and I actually discovered and developed what I now call as the 7 proven mindset principles, that when I practice these proven mindset principles, it gives me mental, emotional, and spiritual peace and strength and more success. And so I just want to briefly share 2 of them with you, just very, very briefly. We've already touched on the one, really, the principle of mental focus, choosing faith over fear, and collecting positive evidence. So the question I have for all of us really is, what evidence are we collecting? Where's our focus largely? So important, right, to be conscious of what we're collecting evidence-wise. Second principle is really follow your heart, your passion, your calling, your purpose, and ask yourself now even, what's been your experience when you follow your heart, follow your passion and your purpose. And actually just going to ask you to close your eyes just for a moment, if I may, and just recall a time, maybe the last time when you felt like really on purpose, you were on track, you were passionate, you were loving what you were doing and serving maybe some people or a project. And just relive how you felt, how that felt for you, and just relive that state, that emotion. Yeah. And as you open your eyes again, just reliving that. So I'm guessing it's probably true for you that when you were super focused, that you barely saw all the noise and all the chaos that might have actually been around you. Is that true for you? Was that true for you when you were highly focused? Yeah, I've talked to a lot of people, and that's definitely been the case. And, it's really, it's kind of like a magnifying glass in many ways, right? We take our magnifying glass here and we know we're going to marshal the sun's rays onto, a really focal point here, just like a laser beam. And we know that there's power. It can burn through obstacles. And so our passion and our purpose, when really focused, when we have clarity on it, is the same way. It gives us this like power to break through, to stay laser focused, and the greater the clarity we have about our future, the greater the hope and resilience and personal power that we have, right? Passion and purpose activates your personal power. There's power in purpose. And you know that that you are meant for much, much more, right? There's a seed of greatness within you, which is most alive when you are fully on purpose. And as the world becomes even more uncertain, I believe it's critical for you and for I to increase our own certainty by getting really clear on our own calling and our own purpose. And so as I begin to wrap up here, sharing that we've developed a proven process to increase your clarity and certainty. And it starts with a complimentary webinar challenge entitled Creating Clarity, Certainty, and Success in 2023. And it's January 10th, 11th, and 12th in the evening, 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. And it's going to be a rare opportunity for you to really capture more tools and increase your empowering mindset to increase your certainty, clean up maybe your thinking, minimize your uncertainty, and grow your expectations for 2023. And to really kickstart 2023 with clarity and confidence by setting those goals that are in alignment with your calling, to really learn and apply these 7 mindset principles to strengthen you and be inspired, to make sustainable commitments beyond a New Year's resolution. So this is way beyond a New Year's resolution. It's going to bring you clarity and confidence and commitment and success. So don't miss us. Please come and join us, because remember, clarity is power. Clarity is power and creates certainty. So please come and join us. You'll be glad that you did. I look forward to seeing you then, January 10th. Thank you.